people do not understand that they are determining a gross destiny, and not only a gross destiny, but one that is suffering profoundly. They're determining that by virtue of the kind of choices they are making moment by moment with their own attention. And people are going with the flow, you see. And nowadays, you see, there's this kind of do-it-yourself egalitarian approach to everything. It seems that everyone thinks that whatever there may be to realize or even enjoy is something they have to basically do themselves, you see. This wasn't presumed in the ancient days. It wasn't presumed that everyone, in every generation, all the millions are born, that it's up to them as individuals to find out themselves by their own most extraordinary effort what reality is and how to function within it. That seems these days to be a commonplace presumption, that everybody has to find out for themselves, you see, but this wasn't the ancient presumption. What was presumed anciently is that in any generation, if you have any interest at any rate in realizing something more than the mayhem of your own suffering, go and find a realizer. Try very hard to find such a one, and when you've found such a one, then throw yourself at his feet and take his instruction. Because that one is one of the only one, or one of the few in that generation who enjoyed the capability to go through that ordeal and find out what the structure of reality is and what to do within it. This is not something that every individual can find out on their own. You're not born with the tendency to do it. You will not on your own. Rare individuals have the capacity to realize, even to any degree at all, and rarer still are those who pass through the entire process and can speak with authority on the process in its totality. Today, then, as anciently, the real process is one that you find out from the realizer. But the popular illusion is that everybody's here struggling and finding out for themselves, you see, and everybody's trying out every esoteric practice and so forth. Everybody's just playing with all that stuff, you see. Even though there's a lot of broad communication of greater possibilities, very few people are doing serious sadhana. Very few people even presume that reality is as it must be presumed if you're going to do sadhana. Many people have read in books or heard one way or another about some kind of esoteric practice, and they may be applying it, but they're applying it within the context of gross attention. All they're doing with some grand esoteric practice is relaxing their bodies and so on. They're not truly realizing what esoteric practice was given to realize. Well, you see, the great process is one that you find at the foot of a realizer. You see what difficulty this generation is in, because this generation is dramatizing a disinclination toward authority. It's every man for himself, every man and woman for her, every man for himself, every one for herself. You see, a struggle against authority characterizes this generation and many generations now. So the great link to the ultimate process is being thrown away with this disinclination. Some seem to think that because Westerners have their particular kind of orientation and so forth, that you can't bring them the great way as it truly is. You've got to sort of change it for Westerners. You have to eliminate the guru and all kinds of matters associated with devotion and the spiritual process as it has traditionally been communicated. You see, and you have to change it into something that a Westerner can do himself or herself. And simply because Westerners are not disposed in such a way that they can take up the great way as it is, doesn't mean you can change the great way and have them wind up realizing it, you see. It doesn't work that way, you see. The way is just the way it is. Its own laws are inherent within it. It is characterized, the great way is characterized by certain laws of process and so on. They simply cannot be changed. Individuals are all born with certain tendencies of attention. They are simply tending to fulfill that destiny. Realizers appear to help break the spell.